Hello there, everyone. All right. I honestly don't know how to describe this deck that I'm going to be showing today. I think it's best summed up by the title I've used for it. Yeah, this deck is called Deck Do Things, okay? And it's genuinely because I don't really know how it's going to perform. We've got a very weird mishmash of cards, but apparently someone got to infinite using this deck on Reddit. So I will screenshot the person who did it just to give them the credit for the deck construction. But yeah, as soon as I saw it, I thought, okay, how have you done this? So we're going to break down the cards. We're going to have a look at what each one is probably serving a use in the deck. Okay, so Silver Sable. Now, from what I heard in the comments for the Reddit post, Silver Sable can be subbed out. You could use another tempo setter like Nebula. Essentially, Silver Sable's just a good way of reducing an opponent's power on the draw, a bit like some of the other cards we're going to be dealing with moving forward. So I like it as a tempo setter. It's got a good purpose. A little bit unusual to see, though, outside of bounce shells. So yeah, I'm actually pleased to be including it here. Then we've got Korg. Now, as you may have seen, we've got Rock Slide, we've got Darkhawk in the deck, which we'll come to. So Korg is just a natural piece in this deck. I completely respect it. Maybe I need to switch out my variant, but yeah, I'm going to say Korg completely makes sense in a deck like this. Just disrupting your opponent, adding something into the deck, which potentially we could hit with something like Sable or cards coming up. We've got Armor. Now, I wouldn't say Armour is here for an offensive action, such as taking down Destroy decks, although that could be a good little side effect. I would say Armour is here largely just to prevent our own things being destroyed, because Gambit Horseman of Death is quite prevalent right now. So just having an Armour on the board that can basically say, no, 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 it is quite helpful. Then we've got Jeff. Jeff feels like a funny one to me. I'm glad Jeff got the power bump about 6 months ago, was it? Maybe? I don't know. In that time, I don't really think I've seen him play much, because he's just not really got a home right now in terms of his whole thing was getting into places that were hard to get to. And now there's a lot of cards that can get into places that are hard to get to. So Jeff's kind of lost his uniqueness in that sense. But maybe it's just a good tempo piece. We'll see as we're playing it. I'm curious if I am missing something, but maybe it's because of what I've just said. Maybe it is that there's nothing else in the deck that can do that role that Jeff fulfills. Maybe that's why it's here. Then we've got Cassandra Nova. Cassandra makes complete sense. You're adding rocks into your opponent's deck, and you're essentially wanting to disrupt their power draw. So I think this is going to be important as well, because when we were doing the deck preview last week, we were talking about how Shadowlands Daredevil would be wanting cards with 6 or more power, so Cassandra Nova is going to disrupt that quite a lot. So very good card, especially when you add in the rocks and you're just disrupting that as well. Mystique. Mystique's just going to be a nice little addition. If we do Darkhawk final turn, we can then do Mystique +1 final turn. So nice little combo. We've got Black Widow. Now, I did mention Black Widow in the preview, but I did not expect anyone to build a deck including her. So, to OP deck creator, I salute you for it. I kind of wanted to try her out myself, but I just didn't have the courage, if I'm going to be honest, because even though it's a -1 bite, it's just a very clunky ability still. I know why they removed it from an on-reveal, but I can't help but think maybe they could just make the bite -2. Even then, I think I did draw Black Widow in an Arishem deck when I was playing this in the week, and it just happened to be a game where the next there was a location change, and it was the not Quantum Realm, it might have been Quantum Realm, the one that changes power to 2. So essentially, they were able to play that and get +2 power from the -1. It was very frustrating. So yeah. I feel like Black Widow really needs some help. I mean, maybe have that as an ongoing -2 power or something, and 0 base. I don't know. Maybe it could then be afflicted or something. I am speculating here, but just genuinely, it doesn't feel particularly great. Anyway, Cosmo. Ongoing on reveal, abilities won't happen here, 3/3 stat line. Yeah, Cosmo's just a good boy or a bad boy, depending on the situation. We'll be hoping he's going to be a good boy here. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Rock Slide, full 5. On reveals, shuffle 2 rocks into your opponent's deck, so it's Korg on steroids. Very, very nice. The shuffle is always quite nice as well, just depending on what your opponent might be playing. Sometimes top card the deck is what they want, and then the shuffle impacts it. We got Iron Lad. On reveal, copy the text to your deck's top card. That can whiff sometimes if, say, you hit Mystique and then you haven't played an ongoing before, so it feels a little bit So you do have to manage your deck and see what you could be hitting. But other than that, Iron Lad's got potential. And then we've got Darkhawk. Darkhawk ongoing, +2 power for each card in your opponent's deck. We try and put as much in our opponent's deck, so again, Darkhawk's a great addition. And then Taskmaster. Ooh, I'm going to be honest again, I don't really know what Taskmaster's doing here. Maybe if you don't get the Mystique, you just Taskmaster the Darkhawk. Yeah, I'm a little bit perplexed on that one. I think it will be usable, but I'm not sure it was the best card in slot. So yeah, I'm going to give this a go because, like I say, I did like the construction. Even if there are a few pieces of the puzzle that confuse me, I think maybe when I'm playing it, I'll see it a bit more. So yeah, let's get into 10 games. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so Weapon X gets rid of armor. They lose Lizard. I feel like we face Captain Lonely as well. Just an interesting side point. So Silver Sable. Because this seems like a tempo deck with the Techno-Organic Virus and those kind of things, I actually think it's interesting that we've got this deck, just for the fact we're probably going to affect some of their desirable draws. Like, if we could pull Cassandra now, this would be very nice. Ooh, complete opposite happened, although saying that, they won't have drawn one of their cards, so that's quite nice. Yeah, we're going Black Widow. You know, we'll snap as well because we've just flooded their hand. So yeah, that could be quite good. I don't really know what I want to do next, though, because... Oh, hang on, they're playing a lot. Hunger? So they got 2 1s. Ebony, wow. And Techno-Organic. Okay. The only thing this deck's missing, which would have been nice, was... I'm trying to remember the name of it. Enchantress. But it would go counter to Darkhawk, so I can understand why it wasn't included, but still saying it would have been nice. Right, what can Iron Lad do for us? Cosmo, not particularly great. It will prevent him doing more Techno-Organic there, I guess. Let's just go for double rocks. Oh, hang on. I didn't activate Black Widow, so let's do that now. Impact the final draw. Yeah, so that won't do anything. They'll still be giving us +3. Okay, downside, we have not got a very good final turn here. I'm thinking, do we just go for power? But they might have a very big card for over there. Yeah. I should have just played left. Okay. It was a 50-50 which lane they were going to play in, so I probably should have gone bigger, but yeah, GG's. I mean, it didn't help as well that we didn't draw one of our win conditions, if you like. I feel like Darkhawk was a win condition. I feel like Cass would have been helpful earlier. Taskmaster would have been a dud, though. So, yeah, a little bit unfortunate. We had a chance of pulling a good card, and really we didn't get it. All right, New York. Let's Silver Sable. I feel like Jeff could go in New York because we could always move him out. I want to see their card back. Is that the original Daredevil card back, or is that the new one? I don't particularly like that Jeff got hit. I've only just seen that. Korg. Go on, we'll Korg. Yeah, another Shadowlands. We will Black Widow. I think if we can stop Shadowlands from increasing in power, that's a solid option. Okay, they've got Wilson down. Let's do this. 9 power Cassandra Nova, that is decent. Surely that's impacted their draw. I didn't see the deck count, but hopefully the Widow's Bite did prevent Crystal working for them. So that was a complete misplay, surely. We're going Darkhawk. You know what? We'll actually Darkhawk right, just in case they play 2 cards into Mojo World. In a sense, I'd rather... Oh, actually, ugh. No, scratch that. We'll play it mid. Yeah, they went 3, actually. We lose priority. So that takes away the Cosmo angle I've been hoping for. I'm thinking we do that. Oh, you little swine. That was a crapshoot on if I moved it or not. Alright, well, I've lost back-to-back games with 4 cubers. I think it's safe to say not a great start. Bagha. Alright, well, Korg. I like the tempo here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, what's next location? Ebonshire gives us Taskmaster. Alright, Psylocke's a bit of an odd card. Alright, Oscup Tower, I'm glad I haven't played anything there yet. Let's just play Cass. We'll make sure we win in Asgard. Or at least do our damnedest to win it. Lasher, Goose. So, Cerebro. I really want to impact their draw now, so I'm going to go with Iron Lad. Okay, so they win Asgard. That is unfortunate. A deck like this will have Luke Cage. I'm glad I haven't snapped because I'm not feeling confident. I mean, I've just given them a Widow's Bite, but honestly, I don't think I've got a counter here. Alright, so 0-3. Not a good start, this, I must say. Especially to a Cerebro 2 deck, that feels a bit lackluster. Okay, I've got no idea what those characters mean, but hello there. We got Aunt May's, but we haven't got a 1 cost, so we will skip turn 1, I guess. Could do again, win on the board. Savage Land. Okay, well, Korg. Hopefully the right lane isn't undesirable. Collector. I would like that Collector variant, but ooh. I mean, we could Jeff, but I'm not really sure I see the value in a Jeff. Yeah, I'm backing out. That is a hard retreat. 0-4. You know, at this rate, I might have to extend my 10 games just to try and include some wins. Okay, Rocket Raccoon. All right, Black Bolt's interesting. It was something I was thinking about trying in terms of a Black Bolt stature kind of cookie. It was something I used to love years ago, but I have not played it since the pair of them got nerfed. Okay, we're still way off tempo. Okay, so they're going to have 5 power minimum there. They could add another card. Let's just play Black Widow. We'll have to take the rock. I might as well try and buff Widow up a bit. Iron Lad maybe could copy Cass. I mean, when you look, every card on the top row of my deck is not around. It is very irritating. Oh, hang on, this is an Aurora deck, isn't it? Okay. Whatever play I make, Drax is going to move. So let's have him move in over here. And I haven't activated Black Widow yet, but I will. I wanted to impact the final draw rather than the next to final. Alright, so they could activate for energy. Honestly, I think I would rather... We haven't got Mystique, but I think we just do this for now. It won't lock this lane up, but it will mean they have to move the shield. Iska's very tempting to move away from. Alright, that is not good. Like, even if I were to do that, all they have to do is play left. I could do that, I guess. That's Aurora, surely. Yeah. Casseroled. Yeah, very frustrating again, that. Jason with give me very botty vibes, so I think the game has actually taken pity on me now, as if to say, right, we better give you a win. Let's do this. We'll shuffle a rock in the deck and then hit whatever's on top. Yeah, this is a bot. I mean, I don't want to be harsh on the actual deck construction, because it's obviously got this person to infinite. So, for that reason, there is something good about it, but for whatever reason, maybe it's my pocket matter, or their pocket matter, it was suited to what they were facing, whereas for me, it's not. But, yeah, right now it feels very awkward. Also, that was a choice. Yeah, let's Cass. You know what, I better snap just because there's a bot. Okay, I do want to throw priority if I can. Trouble is, I don't know the best lane to throw priority. Okay, Cosmo's not the worst. Two points ahead there. I'm 6 here, so they probably won't snap. Let's just do a double play there. That's 5 power. They'll probably play into the lane. And then usually it's a Heimdall with these kind of botty decks. Okay, so they've got a power advantage there, but all I've got to do is play one card to win that lane. Yeah, I'm just going to move Jeff over here, Darkhawk there. We should be fine. But yeah, can't help but think this has been a little bit of an irritating start. I mean, I recognise it's how it goes, but... Yeah, there's the Heimdall. Pulled it last turn. Oop, knocking my mic. Sorry, folks. So yeah, at least we got a win, but it is a bot. So is it a win? All right, Adam's eating shawarma. We've got Cass and Rockslide that are decent early-ish. Well, I say early-ish. By the time we get to Rockslide, we're late-ish. Sadly, no 1 or 2s. Yeah, still holding out for a decent tempo card. Again, deck construction-wise, I feel like it's got a decent curve. I mean, 2 1s, 2 2s, 3 3s. Oh, sorry, 4 3s. Yeah. Let's play Cass. Okay, they're playing Fastos. Well, that has just made Cass a lot worse. They hit... Hang on. Well, they hit... Martyr, Eat Tree, Wasp. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. Doesn't do much that, but it just maybe slows them down a little bit. Oh, Infinite. That is lovely. Yeah, Darkhawk's going to be a very bad play here. We can armor the Infinite. And... yeah, it's very weird that, because there's a bit of me that would love to Taskmaster it, but it's too late now. Maybe we just play for tempo here. If they've got Shang-Chi, I'm going to be irritated. I mean, that's 7 power. It's not a lot. They've only got one location where they can play Bill's Hammer. But the thing is, that would push them over. So maybe we react to that. Maybe we go 1, 2. Just don't try and support the Infinite. They play anything decent mid, like an Odin or something, I lose. You know, just by numbers rather than effect. I'm trying to think what would lose it for them. Oh, wow, they've flooded. Okay, I was not expecting that. So it's got to be the hammer. Yeah, there's the hammer. Yeah, that takes them over. Very irritating that, because it feels like I managed to do enough to claw that back, but I just had no way of challenging Black Vortex. Oh well. I mean, you look at that last game, right? And the blob was really impactful against me. You know, because our whole thing is like we want big, juicy decks to draw power against. So him just absorbing his deck, it was like, oh, my 7 power cast is now 3. And, you know, you can't sort of legislate for it. It's like, well, it just happens. All right. Sable's Nick 2 power. Let's play armor down for now. Agony makes me think of Man Spider. Maybe we just play Cosmo to be safe. I don't like the fact that I'm Cosmo in Grand Central, because it means one of my later draws could be a dud, but we'll see. Okay, I think the thought was right there. Iska. Okay, Darkhawk right, please. Okay, not what I wanted. You know what? We're going to do Mystique and we're going to do Korg. I want to try and make this lane as beefy as possible for Challenge the Iska. The only downside is if Taskmaster gets pulled, it's a 6-0, but let's see how we cope with that. Yeah, I'd like to think that's too many for Iska to copy. Okay, we got the right pull there. That actually helped us, weirdly. Downside is Korg was my last played card, so there is no benefit to me playing Taskmaster, so it might as well just be Cass. I really needed Rock Slide there. 4-5 would have been a decent stat line. I think we lose this, but it's not going to be as straightforward as I thought it would. Yeah, casserole. Maybe I was too early playing the Cosmo. I'd seen the Agony and I was thinking I need to shut down whatever they want to add power to. But yeah, I think it just gave them a lane to play in. Essentially, they knew that they could like put Viv there. Yeah, I think I helped them out unintentionally. Power-wise, I'm not even sure I had a great disruptor because Cass came out too late to really draw anything of note. Silver's able to get the hit early on Cosmo, but that kind of got negated with the Surfer buff. So yeah, not great. All right, come on. We quite literally cannot get a positive win rate out of 3 games at this rate, and that doesn't help when we're losing Mystique. Okay, I'll take that. At least the worst situation didn't happen. Let's Sable. Okay, Eat Tree. Again, this is another one of the techno-organic virus decks. Let's Jeff. All right, give me Cass. Oh, definitely give me Cass, please. Nope. Go on, we'll do Black Widow. Well, that is a very weird play line, but actually, you know, I'll give you props for it. Winning bar with no name via Starbrand is very irritating on my end. Right. So I essentially have to win Kamatage. Let's impact their draw now, and let's do that. All right, Cass. Good hit. Um, let's do this and this. Unfortunately, we're already losing the mid, so it's tempting just to move Jeff mid now. The downside is the only thing I can really do is this. I can only try and buff up Darkhawk. Oh. I mean, a Boomer Snap I should have retreated, let's be real. But yeah, that is just another case of a bleeding irritating game. Okay, I've just had a look who did this deck. The name was OK Professional. Like I say, I will put a screenshot at the start of the game on. And yeah, I've got to say, this has been quite tilting Professional. I mean, 9 games played, 1 win against a bot. Again, I'm not knocking you for it. It's one of those situations where I think if it can go against you, it will go against you. I mean, I genuinely liked some of the play lines in terms of hitting some of these 6 power cards with Cass. But yeah, it just has not gone my way. Okay, we're going to Rock Slide. They've probably got enough to overpower that. Kingpin, yeah. Well, Woodson Fisk. We've still got Prio. All right, maybe we can squeeze out a win here. You know what? I might as well go in for a snap. I might as well. I've lost a lot of cubes already, so I might as well just go for some more. I mean, Marta will probably get Techno-Organic Virus if they've got the card or the skill. So we can't rely on it moving to Fist Tower to lose them the game. Yeah, there's probably Techno-Organic now. Starbrand, Techno-Organic. Lizard. Oh, okay, so we have still got one more chance, although... Actually, I'd say the chance is gone because they will go first. Oh, okay, they retreat. Hey, we got 2 cubes. All right. Am I the only one who's feeling just a little bit sick of seeing Eitri right now? I get why he's here, but it's like, man, Eitri, will you just go away, please? Yeah, there's Shadowlands. There goes the Eitri. That's it, Cass. Impact the draw. Oh. Well, it did impact it. It's just that we lost the benefit. I mean, that does sucks. Am I wrong for being tilted? Or if tilted is maybe an overused word, am I wrong for just being a little bit frustrated? All right, Sandstorm's kind of good. I mean, I wasn't crying out for rocks, but they can add to tempo plays. Like, we can do this. I mean, we've got 1/4 rocks, they've got 1/0 rocks. All right, we can impact the next draw. Let's do Sable Iron Lad. It's good information for what we've pulled. If it's Darkhawk, we can then do potentially Taskmaster. All right, that's stopped us from preventing their draw, but we have impacted it at least. All right, Darkhawk, that is brilliant. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Hopefully that is enough. I'm playing for 2. I'm not risking it. For all I know, there's going to be a Shang-Chi or something. We have got priority, but it would still suck to lose to something like that. Hey, we got retreat. All right. Again, I'm taking it. Morpheus. Oh, into the Matrix. Auspice. We can't really do anything with that right now. If we could pull Cass, that would be very nice. Sable wouldn't be bad. Darkhawk would be good. Negative Zone is not nice. Alright, Deadpool. Okay, Onslaught could be very nice. Okay, we have actually got priority. If we could pull Cosmo or Armor, Armor's fine. Surely they don't stay. A snap back, that's a big risk, surely. Let's just do that. Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to play for 8 cubes here, mate, you're bolder than me. Okay, we're playing an Arisham deck, so that could be quite favourable here, considering the cards we've got. We could play Armor next in Proscenium, depending what's here. Okay, they're getting my Darkhawk, so they know I've got the tools to counter them. I know they've got an Elias. I feel like doing a Ultron emote is quite, I think, it's quite appropriate right now. Okay, Hope Summers and Armor. So they could ramp out Elias a lot faster because of Hope. Is that the same split for Hope? Ink Finish, Black Cosmic. Oh, they got Purple Stardust on that. Okay. I just thought that would have been kind of neat if they'd have managed it. Yeah, I think we just play these right now. Just shuffle up the deck a bit more. So a 3 cost and a 1 cost. Oh, no, a 2 cost. Oh, so that would have been a 2 then. Right. It's alright. When they've got loads of inks, it's like, okay, which one's the Arisham ink and which one's the your own inks? Okay. So they've got 6 energy this turn. They could Elias if they chose to. I think we're going to go with Rock Slide. Just spread the power a bit. Okay, they're playing my Darkhawk. And the Lokiing, right. Okay, the deck's still pretty big, so a Darkhawk will be quite tasty. I don't like this. Because Elias can come down anywhere. I'm going to take a little gamble that they expect me to go left. Yeah. Good call. And we've even got Prio. I mean, they should retreat at this point. Let's be real. Let's do that, let's do that. There we go. Casserole ourselves. Not bad. I mean, granted, this feels like a very anti-Arisham deck, so we were favoured for it, but as we've seen, it's not so easy winning with this deck, or at least I've not found it so easy to win with this deck. So, yeah, I'm appreciating the fact that when we actually came up against something we should be hard countering, nothing actually screwed us over. Okay, we're facing Ali Merrill. Okay. Another White Palace. They get my Iron Lad. I'm getting the Taskmaster. Okay. Only Taskmaster shell I know in the game right now is Man Spider. I mean, if we're excluding the one I'm playing right now, obviously. Maybe negative? I mean, negative kind of could be it, considering they've skipped 2 turns. Maybe their draw's impacted. I mean, 3 turns skipped. It does feel like negative on 4. You know what? Let's hold that for a second and let's just go with Iron Lad. No real preference for who it hits. Although Cosmo could be cool. Superior Spider-Man. Alright, was not expecting that. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what they're cooking here. But we're going to impact the draw. And I figure... Let's just go a bit heavy in this lane right now. We can always move Jeff out. Yeah, there's Man Spider. My last card played was Armor. So I could do that to prevent an Arnim. But that doesn't do me anything, really. I'll stick in it for 2 in case they do Arnim, but... I don't know. Chances are they just Taskmaster left. Yeah. Very frustrating that, from the sense we did have the counter in our deck, and we could have executed it perfectly. So draw did really impact us there. I'd also argue that Darkhawk would have been, let me just count it quickly, 16 power, so it would have been 519, if I'm doing my math right. So we would have won the lane if Darkhawk had been drawn. So yeah, getting Taskmaster as a draw final turn, it's like, oh, very frustrating. But yeah, say la vie. All right, Flay W. Okay, bit awkward, the Atalan effect kicking in. Sable's always a good tempo play. Crown City, yeah, that should be good for us. Well, Jeff right now. Jeff's a good baby shark. I don't know what we do with Cosmo. Ooh. Another techno-organic virus deck coming up. Let's just Black Widow for now. Yeah, I can't say I'm fond of that. Alright, Korg and Cass make a good pair. You know, feed them some junk, drain it, and then clog them. Alright, they end Sabanur. Can't say I like any of these plays. I think we might as well just do this for now. Might as well copy and ongoing. Reduce Lizard a bit. Not a fan of it. It's not like it's a destroy deck, you know, I'm not really benefiting by doing this. Okay. Okay, so when Sabinor kicks in now, it will remove the Widow's Bite. Be interesting if it pulled it back in the deck, you know. Okay, they've clogged that lane up. But we've got no win condition, so... frustrating. Cosmo just does nothing here. You know, I could move Jeff, but it's like I'm taking out 4 to put in 3. And like I say, Taskmaster would only be doing 3 or 1. So yeah, it's just a massive L, that. So yeah, I went over the 10 games I normally do, just for the fact that I wasn't particularly happy how things were going. I was 2-8 at the time. We ended up 5-10. Yeah, I don't really know what to say here, except for the fact that I think maybe there is a pocket meta that this deck will be doing well in. I don't want be knocking the deck curator, because if anything, I'm picking a deck randomly, so it's like, yeah, I don't want to be knocking someone else's work. You know, something I've done might work for myself, but not for other people, kind of thing. But yeah, I just found that there were a few playlines there that I wasn't comfortable with. Like, take that last game, for instance, we had no real play other than Armor and Mystique turn 5, and then the only thing that you could really do is Taskmaster turn 6. So I know that is draw dependent, but it feels like a lot of your win conditions come from Darkhawk. And if you're not pulling Darkhawk, then it just feels really bad. Plus, if you haven't found a way of buffing your Darkhawk, i.e. you've Korged, you've Rock Slided, it doesn't feel as impactful still, because, well, yeah, you've still got very small numbers on the Darkhawk. So, yeah, personally, I don't feel like this is a good cook for myself. Maybe you guys have a go at it. You know, maybe Darkhawk's still got some legs. Maybe just tweak a few cards here and there. It's enough that I might be tempted to try and tweak a few cards. Maybe just put things in that would suit my own pocket meta. But, yeah. I do think there's a lot of things that are good here, by the way, just to make that absolutely clear, by the way. Like Sable, Cassandra, I love them in terms of this Shadowlands Daredevil meta we're doing right now. I think they work really well. Black Widow, I honestly feel Black Widow does need a touch-up of sorts, just to make her a bit more impactful against your opponent. We don't want it to be too nasty like it was, but still we could do it with it being, oh yeah, let's make sure you actually feel like the Widow's Bite is doing some damage, rather than it's like, oh, okay, I'll just hold on to that. So yeah, I feel like, yeah, I feel like we need to maybe look at her again a little bit. But yeah, a lot of the deck construction I like the idea of, in terms of you got anti-destroy stuff with Armor Cosmo. Maybe you could just do 1 of them instead of 2. Jeff, I felt like Jeff didn't really contribute too much in terms of overall play, but again, maybe that's just me. But yeah, I feel like I've gone on a lot there, but a lot of things I like. There were just a few things I'd probably tweak if I were to like make this my own cook. So, yeah, congrats on getting Infinite, by the way. I haven't said that at all during this, but yeah, I'm going to say that doesn't look possible with me here. But that's it for this video, folks. Let me know what you think about Darkhawk in general. I mean, when I first started playing the game, Darkhawk was like the most oppressive card. Well, I wouldn't even say oppressive card. He was the most dominant card in the game, maybe. Where, you know, if anyone had a question about what the best Series 5 card was, it was Darkhawk. And it feels like he's just really lost a lot of the luster that he once had. I mean, I don't really think you want to buff him too hard now, because even though it's an older archetype and you maybe could do with a bit of love, I think if you start buffing up, say, the Korgs of the world, the Rock Slides of the world, maybe the archetype could become a bit annoying again. But equally, I think there is a bit of fun to still be had with it, so let me know what you think. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with a card preview for Punisher War Machine. And then Wednesday, I will hopefully be playing Punisher War Machine. I don't think I'll be not doing it this week, but we'll soon find out, I guess. And yeah, I'm going to see what we do Thursday and Friday. Well, Thursday we might do a bit of Shadowlands Daredevil, all that kind of stuff that I didn't do last week, and then Friday is free-to-play day. So yeah, I'm going to say, if any of that interests you, please tune in during the week, like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, folks, have a good rest of your day. Goodbye for now.